So I got a little problem with this top of this boat. It's starting to get heavy. And as this, when I fold this all down, it's really hard to get back up again with only one person. I only have light things up here, fishing poles and some swim noodles and some life vests and a couple aluminum oars. So nothing really big and heavy, but I do have this bimini top on here that is attached. So I gotta find some way to spring load this thing so that I can get it up easier, because if I'm out by myself, it's really hard to get this thing up just because it's so bulky, not that it's so heavy. So I'm going to kind of rig up some springs here. I got these springs from an old Freightliner truck I had, and they're hood springs. So I'm going to try to, I just clamped this here just to see if this would work. They stretch really far and they're really strong springs. Kind of like a garage door spring, you know. And I clamped it up here. So I'm going to clamp the other side and see if it'll help. And if it will, then I'll make some brackets. Well, let's see if we can pick this thing up. I got those springs clamped in there temporarily. So I'll pick up the front. Boy, look at that. Like one-handed. Huh, it worked. Now it's hard to get it back down. Let's see if it'll fall over if I push on it. Yeah, it'll fall pretty good. As long as those springs don't let loose, I'm okay. I can push it up with one hand. Okay, so now that I know those springs are going to work, I got to make some brackets. So when this top is up, these springs are just kind of loose and floppy in here like this, and that's about what I want. This way they don't make any noise. Originally they come with a cable that runs through it, so that if it does break, the spring doesn't go whipping all over the place. But when we're in the boat, these will just be loose, so they don't present any danger to anybody. So I don't really need a cable running through there. I just got to get a good bracket on here, good bracket up there, and it should work. So here's my redneck method of getting my pontoon boat roof up and down a little easier. I put these big springs on here, and I just drilled a hole in the tubing on the top, nuts on both sides, lock nut, washer, and then a carriage bolt over here with a nut on the other side and a lock nut, and I'll zip this off flat so it won't protrude too much. But that's what I did on both sides, and now I'm going to give it a try to see if this top comes down any easier than it did before. So let's go with one hand over here, and we'll just pull this thing down. And it goes down like that. So now these springs are stretched pretty tight. You can see over there. Oops, my finger in the way. You can see that spring is stretched pretty tight. So we'll see if that spring helps put this thing back up again. So let me see if I can push this. Look at that, one hand. Bingo, it works.